Welcome back to another episode. In this episode, we jump onto the Wool Wagon pathway and track down to another bucket list place, Mt Augustus.
We find some cool spots along the journey to the world's largest rock, set up camp in the tourist park and explore Mt Augustus from top to toe.
We check out this outback oasis and hike up to the summit, where I make a memory I will never forget. G'day, we are Sparkies on the Loose, both electricians. This is Curtis. My name is Amy, and this is our trusty four-legged apprentice, Rusty. We've been travelling around Australia for the past few years in our car and caravan. We're not afraid to get off the beaten track, and we have been documenting our adventures on the road as we go. Hit subscribe, sit back, and buckle up.
In our last episode, we had officially left Exmouth and we're now about to jump onto the Wool Wagon pathway, which we will follow all the way down to Mt Augustus.
Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
All 8 tyres were aired down as we estimated about a week before we would reach any bitumen again. A few engine checks and we emptied one of our jerry cans of diesel into our main tank.
Check, check, check. Here we go.
The scenery was nice and we saw plenty of cattle about.
I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high.
We drove about 300 kilometers on day 1, which puts us about 100 kilometers northwest of Mt Augustus.
As the sun was dropping, we found this nice rest area to pull up for the night and set up camp. Wow, what a big day. We've just driven from Exmouth and we just camped on the Linden River for tonight. Saw lots of cattle, didn't see a single car, saw one donkey. I still eating shit. It was a pretty uneventful drive. Nice scenery though. What are your thoughts, Kurt?
Nice scenery, long day, camp, and let's get the fire going.
Having a roast chicken, that was the plan. So we're a little bit behind schedule, but yeah, get set up, get this fire going and get the chicken on.
We'll get it on. We were the only ones camped here beside the river, and it was bliss. It felt good to be back inland and away from the crowds of the west coast again.
Our roast chook was delicious and well worth the wait for dinner.
The following day, after a little snooze in, we packed up and headed off. We had roughly 100 kilometers to go to reach the Mt Augustus tourist park.
Only half an hour up the road, we found Fletcher's Crossing.
There was no flowing water, but enough laying around for Rusty to dip her paws in. We also found some cool rock formations on the edge, and I decided to give a little pan to kickstart my gold fever.
53 kilometers to go. Woohoo!
I did some more roadside investigating, looking for any signs of potential gold in the area.
The landscape was definitely changing the further inland we drove.
There it is. We've got ourselves our first glimpses of the rock.
This thing is huge. Our footage will never comprehend how big Mt Augustus is. It is such an incredible sight to see.
We headed into the tourist park to check in and set up for a few nights.
There were some cool facts and helpful info on the blackboards outside the shop.
Up at dawn, we packed our bags and headed to the car park for the summit walk.
Hey guys, at the Mt Augustus Summit car park, we're gonna go tackle it this morning.
6 kilometer return hike, which takes approximately
6 kilometers one way, sorry.
6 kilometers one way, which takes approximately 3 hours one way, so it'll be 6 hours return. Hectic.
Let's see how we go. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
A few warm-up stretches and we were all ready to hit the trail.
1, 2. That's it. That's it.
The different coloured dots represented the different tracks you could do. A short 200 metre one to Flintstone Rock, the Summit Trail, and also the Gully Trail.
Our plan was to do the summit walk up, then come down via the Gully Trail, which finished at Flintstone Rock.
It was a slight slog up, but the morning sky colours and scenery were keeping us moving.
We're getting close now. We are in the last 300 meters of the track.
Here's the moment. Oh, she didn't touch it. There it is.
World's largest rock.
Wow, what an achievement, and what great weather we have. Check out those views.
Shuckers for an epic view. Now time to sign the visitor's book. We were the first ones to ride in it for the day.
Now usually after a large hike we sit down, have some snacks and enjoy the views. This is exactly what Ames was doing. Little did she know what I was about to do. I set up our Nikon to take interval photos and also set up the GoPro to record what I was about to do. I told her let's take some photos now before anyone else comes up. She put her food down and posed with me for a few shots. I told her she should lose a hat. while I took a deep breath and got ready for one of the biggest questions I would ever ask Ames. Will you marry me?
Yes, of course I said yes. What a beautiful moment with spectacular views. Well, that was unexpected, guys.
She said yes!
We're engaged. What a place to get engaged. I got my rock on the world's biggest rock. Not many girls can say that, can they?
After calling both of our parents from the summit to tell them the good news, we started the trek back down Mt Augustus. It would have been a long walk down if Ames had said no.
As planned, we headed down via the gully trail. It was much rockier and it was nice to see some different views and rock structures. We saw plenty of quartz veins and formations, which was cool.
We spotted some rock artwork and even found a few small pools of water.
This was Flintstone Rock, an indigenous rock art site with engravings inside.
Nearby was a cave full of bones. We were told these were from hunting dingoes.
There she is, guys.
Conquered Mt Augustus summit.
Yeah, did the summit walk going up and then returning via the gully at the bottom.
It was pretty much the same distance, 6k up, 6k back. And we worked out it took us 5.5 hours.
Yep.
And that was with a good 1 hour at the summit. So it wasn't too bad of a walk, to be honest. I think we thought it was going to be a lot harder. Obviously, world's largest rock, but yeah, once you got 1.5k sort of flat, and then you got 1.5k sort of steep. If you can get past that 1.5k steep, it then just opens up to 2.5 sort of flat again. And then you've got like 300 meter steep section at the end, so it's very manageable. Once you get up that first steep section, it's pretty much a breeze.
Yeah, and like we're in July as well, so the max temp today is 28 degrees, I think.
Yeah, so we started it early. We started at 7.
Yeah.
Like any hike, you should really start it early.
It started getting hot in the end, like you can probably see with all the sweat, but yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure you take plenty of water.
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't use that much water. How much water we used? 4, 3,
Probably used about
5 litres?
4
between the both of us.
4 litres. We took 7 and we used about 4, so yeah. Just take some snacks, pickies, and yeah.
Got the pet sitter at the van park.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on Rusty.
Now we'll head back and check on our princess and relax for the afternoon, eh?
Have a beer.
Rusty was all good and happy to see us. She was playing with her Kong on the grass and soaking up the winter sun rays.
What a view. Can't believe we were just up there a couple of hours ago.
We topped up our tanks with diesel that afternoon, ready for tomorrow's adventure.
Time to go explore the rest of the Mt Augustus National Park sites.
We grabbed a few more snaps at the sign before heading off on the circuit drive.
Off to our first stop.
Here we are at the pound. 1k return, 20 minutes. Stop.
A short walk up to a lookout point, which was very windy, so we turned around and headed back down to the car.
We stopped for plenty of photo ops while driving around. Mt Augustus is stunning at every angle.
Yeah, we're at the Mundi site, the Petroglyph Trail. 200 meters return, 20 minutes, nice easy walk. Let's go.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory what we're looking at here. Alright guys, we're here at Urumbu. We're just going to do the Urumbu Trail today. We're just going to do the short one, 500 meter walk to go see some engravings, and we might do the 100 more meters to Edney Spring. For today we're not going to do Edney's Trail, the long hike. Obviously we've climbed to the summit, so we're sort of hiked out of it. Alright, let's go.
I got a splinter. Ow. With these guys is that the GoPro shows the engravings really well. As we are looking at it with our own eyes, it's really hard to figure out what everything is, but looking at it through the LCD of the GoPro, which is what you guys can see, it looks really cool.
We did continue on to Edney Spring, but as suspected, it was rather dry and not much water about.
And that's it for today's little adventure. Back to camp.
That night, the managers opened up the on-site bar, so of course we went up for a couple of drinks.
On our final morning here, we woke up to cattle munching on the grass right outside our window.
We also noticed the cloud cover atop of Mt Augustus. Not sure if it's normal, but was definitely a cool sight to see.
All hitched up, we had one final spot to see before leaving the area. Cattle Pool.
The cattle pool is a permanent waterhole, which is a part of the Lions River and is lined with gum trees along the banks.
An unexpected sight to see out here, and what a stunning backdrop.
Well, that's a wrap up of our 3 days exploring Mt Augustus.
We've definitely made some unforgettable memories here, and it will always hold a special place in our hearts.
Time to head south and into the Goldfields region.
Join us next time as we continue to find some outback gems while in search of a gold nugget.
As always, thanks for watching, legends. Be sure to leave the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you are new. Cheers, guys.